Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. Today, the markets, there's no news today on the markets, but before I even go into that, I want to give God all the glory and all the thanks for waking me up this morning to be able to help people trade and make money. And with that said, I'm going to go over to the charts and then my phone. Let's see right here. Let me go over to the charts and then show you what's going on with the charts. So I got a couple that I'm looking at for this week. The market should be bearish this week. We might have a push up, which I want a push up, but we already got down in a lot of the trades. So right here, we have no news for today. So no news for today. Tomorrow, we have just Richmond Manufacturing Index. We have that one tomorrow at 10 o'clock, FOMC. We have speakers speaking tomorrow. Wednesday, we got a few news coming in on Wednesday. So there's a couple of things happening this week, but not nothing major. With that said, I was looking at Snow for a put. Snow broke the weekly already. Snow gap down. So let me see right here. Snow already gap down. And with this, you have to wait and let the contract settle, guys, because with that, if you go ahead and buy the contracts right away, the contracts are going to be crazy. Now, I was watching Google for puts on the weekly. So Google already broke the week going down, which a lot of these already broke my target. What I wanted for was a little push up on the weekly and then come down and broke. But a lot of these break already for the week, right? So because it's a new for the first 15 minutes, I'm gonna be waiting on this just to see, because you could have a push down and a pop up, right? So we're waiting to see what happened in the market. I don't normally trade the first 15 minutes of the market. Another one that I was looking at, which gapped down, was Crowd. Okay, so Crowd, really good setup on the weekly, but Crowd gapped down. This was my take profit. My first take profit was at VWAP, which is at 63. It opened at 63, right? So with that, just got to be patient and look for trades.
There was another one you talked about.
AVGO, yeah. So AVGO looks good as well. It broke the weekly already. A lot of these gap down broke the week, but what I would like to see for AVGO, even if it goes up right here, do a $3 push up and then come up and break right here. Not break, but test VWAP, close the gap right here and then start dropping down. Then that would be good as well. A lot of these are gonna just start a lot of these are just gonna fall, guys. Some of them are gonna bounce back. Let's see on AVGO. Yeah, so
There's no bottom.
There's no bottom on that. So we're gonna wait for the contracts to settle. This is not on. All right, so did you? Meta was also one for the week, but Meta gap down, like crazy gap down. Snow I still like to the downside, but again, I'll wait for the 50-minute.
Okay.
XOM.
Oh yeah, that was the other one.
For XOM, XOM is in a tricky spot, right?
It's gotta break that.
XOM is in a tricky spot, so it's right by VWAP. But I was looking for more of an upside on XOM, so to come up and break here and continue up. So for those of you who are just joining in, I haven't taken any trades yet. Snow was one of my setups for the week, but Snow already broke my weekly.
Is there a top on that?
Yeah, there's a top.
Couldn't see.
So right here, it could come and test VWAP and bounce off of VWAP. I was looking for it to come up. So on my weekly chart, I was looking for the reversal on the weekly, the break to the downside, which it did. But I don't like these gaps. So on Mondays, normally you will have these gap up or gap downs, like last week, right? I would rather it come back up, close this gap, and continue down. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen. It could continue to fall. Right now, it's going to be in a tricky situation because it's about to test VWAP on the day. Okay. So if it had came up first and then broke, I would have took it. We would have been in profit right here.
Mm-hmm. Fisher was also pointing down on that too. So
yeah, Fisher crossed down. So then Google, I was looking at Google as well. I had my alert for Google. Google already gapped down significantly, broke my weekly. My target for Google first target was right at 47.50, then at 43, and then the last target was at 138. I think I looked at GS as well. Yeah, I did look at GS.
So inside, you got to wait for that to break.
On the day though.
Oh.
There was something going on the day. No.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We break the weekly, then yeah.
I think Google is going to continue to fall, but the first 15 minutes, just have to wait. Again, I had like XOM to the upside. Showed XOM, but XOM did a 2-2 reversal on the daily to the downside. So that, but it came down here to close the gap on the day. But there's a gap down here too that needs to be filled. There was AMD as well. But AMD gap down as well. So AMD is not bad. AMD did not, it broke. It broke the weekly as well. So I was looking at AMD for puts for this week. But on Mondays, normally what happens, sometimes we have a gap down or a gap up. We break the level that we want to break for it to go. But then you'll have where on Mondays you buy the contract thinking it's going to continue to fall. You buy it, but what will happen is it consolidate or it just moves sideways or it possibly go against you, and you're saying, well, yo, I bought it for the week because it broke the weekly. If that's the case and you're buying it on a weekly standpoint, you should be buying at least like 2 weeks out. Not even 2 weeks. If you're buying on a weekly, you should buy a month out. If you're looking at lower time frames, so if you're buying on a day, you should probably be buying a week, 2 weeks out, depending, right? Now, when you go down to the lower time frames, that's when it makes sense to where, all right, if the trade breaks the 15 or so on, then you get out of it. What's going on? My phone giving trouble.
Yeah, trying to get on TikTok. I forgot.
So I'm expecting a pop back up. So I'm going to look for a pop back up to the upside. Just a small pop. Where they and that pop is going to most likely be a trap for people that think the market is going back down. If you look at the monthly chart, guys, the monthly chart is bearish. Okay. So if you look at the monthly chart, all of these, if you look at the monthly chart, they all need to come back down. And not only that, some of them never touch the area that they were supposed to touch. So that's why I'm bearish a little bit. I'm bearish on Google, and a couple other stocks. So again, I haven't got in any trades yet. So I'm still waiting. I haven't got in any trades yet. See, if you notice, like I mentioned, Google popped back up. So right now we're getting back above VWAP, right? Was there anything that you was looking at, babe?
Oh snap! What was that?
This is coin.
What's going on with coin?
Oh,
continuation.
I like coin. I like coin to the upside, guys. So if coin was the low on this 3, I like coin. Hold on, let's see.
Look at all the time frames.
Coin on the daily is bullish. Coin on this, we just got a 3. Coin on the 30-minute. Yeah, I'm bullish on coin. Let me look at this. I said I was bullish if Bitcoin I did something last week. Oh yeah, I'm bullish on Bitcoin too. Yeah, coin is bullish. So definitely I'm bullish on coin. So coin is most likely a call for me. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, on coin. Wait for this next 15 minutes to come in. On coin. I like coin. So we have 2 minutes left on coin. I would like to see coin close right here though. So just stay right here.
Yeah, new candle. Left on a 15-minute candle.
Yeah, 2 minutes left on a 15-minute candle. I'd like to see it hold, and then afterwards, new 15-minute come in, retrace a little bit, bounce on VWAP. From VWAP, break the previous 15. Once it break previous 15, then we could take it. Now, the thing is, I don't like taking trades when we have like a minute or so left in a 15 minutes candle unless you're scalping. Okay? So you got to wait on that. Now, AVGO. AVGO, I'm bearish on AVGO.
He's touching VWAP. It looked like he was about to touch VWAP.
AVGO rejected VWAP right here. So AVGO, next 15 minutes, if AVGO comes in, come up, test VWAP, break the low, which is at 66.20, 66.25, then AVGO would be a put. What's up, guys? Let me know what y'all looking at. Oh, AVGO already fallen. AVGO already fallen. All right, so
we got 20 seconds left in this candle.
I like what coin is doing as far as a retracement right here. So we want a new candle to come in. So it's doing exactly what I talk about. So when the new candle come in, I want to see it open, come down a little bit to test that VWAP, and then come up, break that candle. So here we go. AVGO is pushing down. So AVGO is now put.
Which one you getting into?
Could do a put on AVGO. This doesn't have a top on it. Just wait. On AVGO, AVGO don't have a top on it. So wait, there you go. Once we get a top on it, there's a top. All right. We need to see it come back down now. All right, so here we go.
What doing?
I'm gonna do a put on AVGO.
Tell me you're ready.
Yeah, go.
All right, so we're in this week's 165 put.
So we're in AVGO 165 put. I'm not in coin calls yet. Coin is dropping. So I want to see that bounce back up.
All right, we're up 4%. Where you going with it? At least put a line so I can see.
So we're gonna have, there's a cycle level, guys, at 165. So just know 165 is gonna be a cycle level. I had AVGO to fall this week.
Ooh.
AVGO gap down, right? I wanted to see it close the gap at 170, but it already broke. So my target on the weekly for AVGO, the first target was at 160. The second target was at 144, 145, and the last target was at 130, 140. Okay, that's a huge drop for AVGO for the week, but can it happen? It can happen. Just monitor your trade.
6%. Coin hasn't done anything yet, guys, so he's not in that.
No, I haven't done anything with coin yet. Coin, I like coin to the upside. I'm just waiting for the right setup to happen for coin. Bitcoin is pushing. You don't see the reaction yet in coin for it, but Bitcoin broke out. I was looking at Bitcoin over the weekend, and I told someone if Bitcoin broke above certain level,
They say what y'all doing today?
then we should see a push.
On your YouTube.
Oh, so right now we're in a AVGO. We're in an AVGO call.
No, put.
Oh, sorry, a AVGO put, and we're looking at coin. Right now we haven't done anything with coin. So that's what we're doing now for AVGO. If AVGO breaks the 15-minute high, the previous 15-minute high, then I will get out because that's gonna be my stop and then re-enter.
Right now.
But right now it's touching VWAP, so I'm not worried about it. Using the breakout strategy, guys, what you have to realize is with the breakout strategy, you wait for the first 15 minutes. The 15 minutes will create a range for you to trade within, right? And then afterwards, a break of that, you could take it. Now, I am bearish on AVGO. Like I mentioned, on the weekly chart, AVGO is bearish. Okay, on the monthly chart, AVGO is bearish, right? So I'm looking at AVGO as a bearish situation right here. Now, coin is popping back up. Let me see something. Is this a 5? If the 5 breaks, oh shit, wrong one. If the 5 breaks right here, we're reversing on coin. I would be getting in early if I do that. If it breaks right here for coin, this would be a reversal on the 5-minute to the upside. But we can wait for the 15 because it's still an inside bar on the 15-minute. So this is still an inside bar on the 15-minute. So I'm not going to rush this trade. Just be patient on the trade when it comes to that.
YouTube, what are you guys looking at today?
Are you guys looking at any specific trades? Let me know if you guys are looking at any specific charts. Again, I'm only in AVGO puts right now. Stop loss is going to be the top of the 15-minute candle.
But it's holding VWAP.
But it's holding VWAP. So,
We're
and I'm bearish
good
on that. With what's the where we at on AVGO?
Hold on, I had coin up for. So we're basically at break even.
Okay, so we're at break even.
I'll be down 1%.
Okay, we're down 1%. Again, I'm bearish on AVGO. So AVGO that, but I'm bullish. Now, let me show you what I meant.
Why he's bullish on coin.
Why I'm bullish on coin. This is Bitcoin right here, right? So over the weekend, I was looking at Bitcoin. So the thing is, once I saw this right here, I said, if Bitcoin breaks the high, then I'll be bullish on Bitcoin. Okay. So Bitcoin broke this high, but it consolidated over the weekend. Once we saw this right here, which is basically kind of, it's a hammer in a sense, right? So we have a hammerhead right here. A break of that hammerhead shows that it's bullish. So we had that big push, right? We had a $2,000 push in Bitcoin right here. So we're going to have some kind of push back at 88.2 because the 200 is right there. So it can go up there and test. However, it can also blow past that. Now, you have to look at it. This is a range right here, that 88.5 is a range that it have to break over. Once it break over 88.5, break and hold 88.5, then we're going to push on Bitcoin. Looking at gold to the upside. 1K pips. Yeah, gold was a good trade. Gold was a good trade. I saw gold from yesterday when the market opened.
Before you look up gold, just look up coin, please.
Oh,
Because I don't have an alert on that. So I just want to make sure it didn't break yet.
all right. So let me set my alert on coin.
And then
So
we can look at gold.
before I look at gold, let me go ahead and set my alert on coin. So if coin breaks, then I'll be
Yeah.
what's this high?
177.98.
I'm gonna put 180.78. Put it out there. All right. So I have my coin set, my coin alert set. So on
So please do it. All right, let's look at it.
on
We're back in the green, just so you guys know. AVGO, we're good.
yeah, we're still in AVGO puts. So on XAUUS.
Look at all time frames.
So let me show you what I saw yesterday. So I saw this yesterday, and I was like, gold is gonna push. Once I saw the break of this high, it was early. I mean, the market opened for it yesterday. So once I saw this right here, and then I'm like, okay, no, actually, it was my 30-minute. So I saw this candle right here first. So I saw this 30-minute candle. I'm like, oh, this is pushing, but it never broke the day yet, right? So once it broke the day, I was like, all right, if it broke the day, then we're gonna be very bullish. The reason why is because this candle, sellers try to push it down, right? Sellers try to push it down, came back up. So in a sense, once we break right here, we know that we're bullish to the upside, right? So I know that we was gonna be bullish right here. When you're buying up here, if you're buying up here, you're crazy. Okay, you're gambling, because we don't know if it could come back down or not. What you have to look at, you have to start looking at levels. So psych levels, 24 20 24 34 25 is going to be a next level, which is going to be the next site. It already hit that, right? Because it hit 24.26. So the next level is going to be 34.30. Okay, so that's going to be the next level, and you just got to keep going up from there, because we don't know how far gold can go. Now gold can go all the way up to 4,000, right? They love good psych levels are 3,500, right? So now when you look at daily, there's nothing to go off of. There's nothing to go off of right now. Nothing. Goal is had its highest, right? So there's nothing to go off of. So what you have to look at is you have to look at psych levels, because psych levels are gonna play key when it comes to you having what you call resistance, right? So right now AVGO is dropping. We should be good on AVGO.
Yeah. I think we're about 9%.
So we're up 9% right now on AVGO, right? But this is what you have to pay attention to, right? So like for instance, yesterday we could be bullish, right? Once we broke here, we know for sure that we're bullish. When you come up right here, we could reject right off here and come right back down. You have to wait for breaks. So I always wait for a break of a candle for me to actually take a trade. I won't just go on a trade to go on a trade. I'll wait for breaks of a candle. So right now we have AVGO dropping. What's
Psych as in Fibonacci.
Psych levels are what I call psych levels are like the numbers wise. Could you look at this? We have 1 minute left in the 15-minute candle. 10%. I'm probably gonna see right here. Yeah, let's trim some right here. Mm-hmm. So we have this little drop right here. Take some profit right here, because the thing is, with the new 15-minute candle come up, I'm on AVGO.
We're up 13% on that.
With a new 15-minute candle coming in, we can pop back up to VWAP, come back down and reject, and continue down. The thing is, when we pop back up, right? When we pop back up, all of our profit is gone. And even if we're hoping that it holds on to VWAP, in any case, this can go and break the 15-minute and continue up. So what you want to make sure you're doing is you want to make sure that you're taking profit no matter what, right? Even though I'm very bearish on here on AVGO, I'm still going to take profit, okay? 5 seconds left in this candle. We're dropping still. So make sure that you're taking profit. The new 15-minute is in. We have a push up. We could have a break to continue down, but we can come back up to VWAP at 166.50 before we reject and come back down. Strong bullish movement. Psych level info. No, I don't play MSTR. I don't like the spread on MSTR, so I don't play MSTR. So here we go. We have continuation on AVGO to the downside. Okay, so we could see more drop to the downside on AVGO, right?
16%.
So contracts are up 16% on AVGO right now. So with my psych level, the good thing is my wife is beside me, so she's watching that as I talk. Because if I was supposed to do certain things, it's like, yo, I'll be mad if I'm 19%. Up and then. All right. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna go to.
And I'm just trimming as we go.
Yeah, that's fine. So when I say psych levels, especially on gold, your first psych levels are going to be a major ones, right? The 100. So 3,200 is a major psych level. 3,300 psych level. 3,400 psych level. 3,500 psych level. But then you go down to the lower psych levels. What are the lower psych levels? 3,150 is a psych level, right? 3,150 is a psych level. 3,250 is a psych level. 3,350 is a psych level. 3,450 is a psych level.
So you guys get it?
So now you go back down to another
21%.
Now you go down to a lower.
This it makes sense.
Now you go down to a lower time frame. So that's what I'm talking about with psych levels. What's up, MC? Thanks for joining in. So if you have any questions, let me know. So that's why I said you have to pay attention to your psych levels. So for gold is coming back down, right? Gold just come back down, what, $2 or whatnot. So psych levels are going to be important when it comes to gold, because there's nothing to say, all right, where's the next spot for gold? Literally, the next spot for gold is going to be 3,450 is that next psych level, right? But if we're going in smaller increments, then it hit 3,426. So 3,430 is going to be the next level, right? Because it broke 34, we could see 35. But for it to go to 35, we need to see it break 35.50, because now it's above 35. It's like more on that bullish side going upwards, right? For people who are saying, yo, I'm going to take it to 35. Well, do you have enough drawdown for it to happen? My wife is monitoring the trade. So she's, how much we're up on AVGO?
We were up 23. Now we're up 19.
Up 23, now 19%. All right. So I'm still bearish on AVGO.
I just had to look at a smaller time frame.
We already broke the 30-minute to come down. The next 30-minute we could fall, right? Just make sure that you're monitoring your trade. with this, I would say,
but I still like the lock in profit.
yeah, I would say never let a green trade go red, guys. No matter what, never let a green trade go red. Hey, what kind of trading are you doing? I'm getting into options. Do you have options trading at all? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, MC. I'm doing options trading. I'm in AVGO puts right now. So and we're up 20
over 20%. Like
we're up over 22% right now in AVGO.
And it was higher.
That was higher, but and I'm very bearish on AVGO. Okay, but because we're day trading, guys, we have to make sure that we're taking our profits no matter what. What I used to do is when I first started out, what I used to do is when I take a trade, I used to say, all right, I'm in the trade. It break my level. It's going to go to this level, right? On the weekly. So I'll hold that trade, buying my contracts for this week. And because I hold my trade, buying that contract for this week, it might not go down to that level right away. So because it didn't go down to that level right away, I end up losing on my contract. Now, if you're looking at a weekly, you need to buy a month contract out. Okay. But for me, if I'm day trading, which I do most of the time, if I'm day trading, then what have to happen is you have to monitor your trade on a smaller time frame. Yeah, you know where it's supposed to go because you're always supposed to look as far as the direction. What is the monthly going in? Is the monthly bullish or bearish? Is the weekly bullish or bearish? Is the daily bullish or bearish? Then you go down to the other time frame. So now the 4 hour is bearish. All right, cool. If I'm still in it, remember those time frames will reverse before it reverse on the monthly, before it reverse on the daily, the weekly. The smaller time frames will reverse first. So you have to make sure that you're taking your trades. Like right now, if AVGO pops up above this 15-minute, I'm out of everything. We have a new 15. No, is this a 15
5.
or
Sorry,
5?
that's a 5. I just went
You,
down to a smaller time frame.
oh.
Because I like to monitor. So I already know where the target is. I just want to see for myself. So I don't
Okay.
care. If it does break that 5, I'm still getting out. I want all my money.
Okay.
I want all my coins.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still bearish on AVGO. Down to at least 61. So 161.50, I'm bearish on AVGO. So we should fall down to that level. But again, because we gap down, I don't like the fact that we gap down, right? And we're right here on VWAP. We're testing VWAP right now, but we're breaking VWAP, and I know we should break VWAP, okay? So you have to watch that as well. So make sure that you're taking profits on your trades.
Around there, it can bounce off of that. So
right.
Take your money. Up 24% right now and counting.
Okay, so if the market, and the thing is, the good edge is, if the market is falling, gold is going to go up. Okay, so gold is an edge against the market. So anybody that's trading gold right now, all you have to do is just look for a pullback on gold, and then you get right back in, right? Gold went to a cycle level, turned right back around. Gold went to 32.20, 34.20, and bounced right off of 34.20, which was a cycle level. Look, 34.20. It went on to 34.19 and change.
Give us some time, TikTok. Once we figure out how to put our screen on TikTok, we'll be able to show.
My bad. Like I'm still
you
trying
to go on YouTube though.
I'm still trying to figure out some stuff on TikTok, but I'm live on YouTube.
What's
right?
Your, tell me your name.
My name on YouTube is Official George Trades.
We just
right, and we just started that on YouTube. So
but
if you want to see
for years,
if you want to see the screen that I'm talking about, my screen is right there. Everything is being shown on my screen, right? So thanks for joining in. Let me see right here.
So we're up over 25% right now, and it's still falling. It's pushing, as you guys can see.
Yeah, so right now I'm currently in AVGO puts.
26%.
So, and we're up 26% on AVGO. Any other charts that you guys are looking at? I'll check y'all out on YouTube. For sure, man.
Okay, what else? Let me see.
Gold is breaking out again. So if gold break above this 15, then they could see 34, 34.30 on gold. Now, to make it even smaller as far as time frame goes, you could see 34.27.50, right? So there we go on gold. Gold is breaking to the upside again. All right, so the market itself. So the market itself, let me show you. So here we go. We're going up to 34.30 on gold right there. So we're approaching 34.30.
Which is the psych level.
Which is a psych level. So that's what I said, right? The last time it was 26. Now we're going to approach 34.30. That's going to be a next psych level. Once it break through that, it could go higher, right? A next thing that you could follow is you could follow your trend line. If it's creating a trend line, then you could follow that trend line or a channel, right? So in this channel, right, I have my channel up, and the top of that channel is 34.43. That's the top of the channel. Right now we're hitting that psych level at 34.30. So we're like a couple cents away from it, right? We hit 34.29.75. So if it doesn't touch it, then it doesn't touch it, but it's a psych level, right? 34.30. Some people might have their take profit set at 34.30. Oh shit! No, coin didn't go off, right?
Not to my knowledge, as long as you put it in properly.
Yeah, my alert didn't go off a coin.
I'd be pissed if it did push fast and we missed
No.
it.
No.
Oh no, it didn't go. We gotta get a little bit. So up 21%, still holding 23. Looking at SPX puts just based off of, I can't see what that says. Oh, resistance and contract.
SPX is similar to SPY. I'm kind of bearish on that. So let me tell you why. See, this is gonna have gaps in it. So let me go to SPY because SPY is the same thing as SPX, just in a ETF form, right? So SPY, if you look at the monthly, that's why I said everything should be bearish, right? Last week they kind of tricked people. It's like, all right, let's bring it up. Let's let these retail buyers think that retail traders think that, oh, the market is gonna bounce and go back up when it's all right. No, it's not, right? Not right away. This, you have to look at it as, I look at monthly candles as, listen, how much more days we have left in a month? We have 9 more days, right? We created a low down here at 48.82. We can come back down here within a 9. 480. What is it exactly? 481.80. So we created a low on the monthly. We have 9 more days. We can come back, test this low, and break it. Now that's on the monthly. Now we go to the weekly. On the weekly, we reverse to come back down. Now we're below VWAP again, right? I saw this. This is an inside bar. This is kind of considered, in a sense, like a bearish harami, right? So you have this, bomb, break the low, you reject off of VWAP, so we can come down. Now my targets, the first target is 504 or 505, right? 505 is a psych level, okay? So all your psych levels going down. 510, right? We might see a bounce off of 515 a little bit, but you're gonna have 510, 505, which is right here. Let me put my line. So right here at the bottom of that candle. But because this is a reversal based on the strategy that I trade, which is strat, right? The take profit on this should be at the bottom of the previous candle, which is down here. Now, I don't like go to wicks. I like body first. In Forex, what you will see is when you trade this strategy in Forex, it will touch the body.
Most of the time.
I'll say
most of the time.
I'll say 99% of the time it will touch the body. But to touch the wick, it might not touch the top of the wick. It might touch the top of the wick the next day or 2 days later because you might have some kind of consolidation.
TikTok, if you have any questions, please go over to his YouTube and you'll be able to see the charts as well too. Official George Trades.
Yeah, so right here, those are my my targets on SPY, right? Because it broke right here, because I was looking at it. I looked over all of these. So that's why I'm bearish on certain things. I'm bearish on snow. Snow looks similar to this, right? So snow needs to drop down as well. You have this right here that's coming down, the first target right here. But again, if you look at it, this is on a weekly time frame. Okay? This is on a weekly time frame. So because it's on a weekly time frame, it will take longer to happen. Versus because this don't have to hit this week. It could hit a week, it could hit 2 weeks, it could hit next week, it could hit 3 weeks from now. But we're coming down to the target, right? For the daily, if you look at the daily, we didn't reject off of anything. We just broke the weekly. The thing that I don't like when it comes to trades, I hate when trades gap down. That's the only thing I don't like. I hate when it gap down and break certain level.
So
right?
We got a new 15. We just put a top on it. So could come down to break.
Yeah.
Continuation.
So we have a continuation right here. So we're still dropping. One of the targets right now, you have a support level right at this candle right here, which 509. So right at 5010, like 509, which is right at 510, right? Psych level. So those are psych levels that you have to pay attention to where you might see some kind of bounce. So you have to make sure that you're taking profit when it comes to those. Right? So make sure you're taking profit. AVGO puts are still looking good.
Yeah, we're probably up like 30% right now.
We're breaking.
About to be, if we break this, give it a second to
we're
reset.
At 27.
No,
20.
we're not. We're not. We're higher than that. It just has to take a second to reset.
Okay.
28.
28% on AVGO and still dropping, right? So SPY this morning, if SPY is dropping, of course, it's similar to it's gonna be the same thing as SPX, right? It follows SPX. It's the same thing. Just on if people can't trade SPX because the contracts are a lot more expensive, then they trade SPY. Okay, so
32%.
So up 32% on AVGO puts. If you want to trim some, you could trim some. You could take profit right here. I still think it needs to come down to 161.50. That level right there.
What time frame is this one?
This is a 15-minute.
15?
Is it? Did you change it?
No, I can't see because you have your thing here. So that's why I couldn't see it. No, it's 15. Okay.
Yeah, it's 15.
I could trim if you want me to trim.
No.
Oh, okay.
We reject off of here.
Yeah.
Let's wait. Follow the 5 minutes.
That's what I want to watch because there's green at the 5, so I need to see.
So if on the 5 minute if we have any kind of reversal on the 5 minute, we're out. Any kind of reversal on the 5 minute and we're out.
What's your final TP zone on SPY? Probably SPY.
Final TP zone on SPY for the day, for today, or for
the weekly. Comment
for the
that
weekly,
so we know. We're still at 30% on AVGO.
Should be over 30%.
Yeah, 33. I mean, it's fluctuating. 33. It takes a minute. For what you are actually trading. Oh, AVGO.
Oh, for AVGO, 15-minute target looking down here, 161.50. So 161.50 is a target right now.
But
if it reverse on the 5-minute, I'm out
I'm
because
just taking profits.
I'm up 35%. So at that point, you have to be comfortable with taking profit. I used to do trades, man, and a lot of times I'll hold on to my trades, and I'll be up 50%, and I didn't take it because I'm like, the target is right here. The target is right here, so I'm gonna hold it. Well, the target can hit, right? You was up 50%, price retrace, come back up, consolidate, and then come back down, and your target hit. But now you're not up 50%. Now you're probably down 5% because your contracts got eaten up in that time frame, right? We're not trading like Forex. That's why Forex is good. That's why futures is good. Futures is kind of bad because of the damn drawdowns. In a sense, you just have to watch how you trade futures. You can't trade futures on 15-minute candle, depending on what you're trading, of course. But with Forex, Forex is easier to trade because you have your take profit, your stop loss, and you know exactly what you're losing on Forex, right? You have your take profit, your stop loss. With options, you could be up, and then right now with this push up, this is a new 5-minute candle. Again, I'm still in the put, but if I see a reversal on the smaller time frame, I'm gonna be out, right? I'm gonna take my profit, and that's it. I'm up 35%. I was up 35%, whatever it is. I kept trimming. I keep trimming as far as I'm in profit. Okay, just trim. Don't. If you want to wait, it's up to you. But the trade is profitable. So I always say, don't be greedy. There's times where I'll be up and then you don't know what's happening. Trump could be talking and you don't know because it's not on schedule. It's not right here on my Forex calendar for today. It shows nothing, absolutely nothing. We had FOMC members speak this morning, but I really don't care about these members as much as Powell, right? Powell just make the market move a different way. And then these folders, they're not, my folders are based off of importance. So when I see a red folder, I'll more be inclined to watch out for those numbers. Those numbers can move the market. Okay. So with that, if there's no news and then all of a sudden something happened in the market, that can shift to where now you see a big green candle and you'd be like, yo, what the hell just happened? And it could be news that Trump come out and say some crazy shit. Or
okay, so you are trimming by closing some contracts on the you have, yes.
yes.
Up 35%.
So we up 35% on these AVGO contracts. Excuse me.
Dang, coin taking it awfully long. What's going on with coin?
Might not be the
It
trade.
might not be. What about my Google?
Google kept dropping, but it didn't drop as much as I wanted it to. It didn't drop as much as I wanted it to.
It's all good. Making sure I'm tracking certain lingo. Yes.
See,
Trimming means just let go of some of the contracts that you currently have. You don't got to let go all, but just a little bit at a time.
all right, here we go on AVGO. We still dropping on AVGO. Man, crowd was another one for me for this week, but crowd gap down $10, which was disappointed because crowd gapped down at my take profit. So if you look at my alert, I'll show you my alert right here, crowd, right? So on crowd, you guys could see, if you look over here, my screen is going to show you right there, right? My crowd alert was right there. The first target was 65, which it gapped down right there at my first target. So because it gapped down there, it's disappointing because I was waiting for it to actually open up, break the weekly, and then drop down to take profit. So because that happened, I stopped paying attention to the trade. Now, the good thing is it went back up and tried to close the gap, but now tomorrow I'll be watching this for a continuation down. Okay? So a continuation down I'll be watching for tomorrow. The take profit on crowd, my take profit was, the first one was 160, not 160, 365. And then my next target was 300.
Just watch that for me real quick.
My next target was 300. Now, reason why I say that, now you're going to have support levels if you look to the left, right? If you look to the left, again, psych level. 350 is going to be a psych level. So when it dropped to 350, people might try to buy it up at 350. Those people that are thinking long term. Okay? Now, because this is a 2-2 reversal to the downside, the target based on the 2-2 reversal should be the bottom of the previous candle, which is down here. The bottom of this, the low is 298. So that's why I put 300, because 300 is going to be that psych level. Okay? Now this is not going to, it can happen overnight with some crazy news, because sometimes they always say, is it the chicken or the egg, right? Is it technical analysis or news? But a lot of times for people that are technical and look at technical analysis, you can see it happening in the charts. Okay? You can see it happen in the charts. I think this is the new 15-minute. That's why this is breaking. If this breaks, I might be, no, it's not the new 15-minute. We have a pushback up.
It pushed up?
We have a break of this candle right here. Monitor your trades on AVGO, because AVGO is looking like it wants to push up. Now AVGO, if it push up, we could come back up. If it push up, we could come back up to 165.50, where is the VWAP for the 5-minute. Okay, so that's where that could go up to. But if you look at the 15-minute, the 15-minute is creating a hammer. Okay, 15-minute right now is creating a hammer. But we have 3 minutes left on this 15-minute.
Trimmed a little.
You guys are looking at anything else?
I think you could bring people on.
All right, so right now, guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm in AVGO puts. We're already up. We already been trimming our contracts. We're up right now at 35.
No, 27 now.
27.
It popped up, so.
Okay, 27. We was up a little bit over 35, and that's what I was saying, right? Up 35, little over 35. Now we're up 27% because of this pop up right here. And it's not much, right? We're talking about 50-cent pop up. But now you lose that. So you have to pay attention to that. Man, crowd was a short right here.
You missed it. Not if that first 15.
On that 15-minute, crowd was a short. So we got 1 minute left in the 15-minute candle. Okay. So how the 15-minute candle is looking right now?
I'm not taking no less than 20%. I am.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you, if it gets to that, I'm out.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah.
That's my max. That's my max that I want.
So right now we have 1 minute left in this 15-minute candle. We're still bearish, even though this candle looked like it wanted to do something. All right. So this is a good setup, right? This is a good setup for a pop. Okay. If this candle is, if the AVGO candle is set up like this, this is like that. If it closes like this, then this will be a hammer, right? Now, depending on how you look at it, a hammer, in a sense, we like to see green hammers, not red. Okay, we like to see green hammers. But this is still considered a hammer based on the shape of it.
Got 7
right?
seconds.
So with that, if it closes like this, we have a pop down and then a break of this hammerhead. We're going to see a push up, and that push up can go up to the VWAP at that point at 165.
Not my testimony. Somebody else could take that call. I want to secure my profits. I'm not going to let this trade go back up there.
No.
Okay. Just letting you know.
So we just pop up. So we just broke that 50 a minute.
Did you?
Did it?
Yes, it did. That number is gone. So 2-2 reversal.
It's one. It's 1 cent over. So let's if it.
So go on a shorter time frame.
Well, it reversed. In a sense, it's reversed it.
So I can... Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
All right, close it. I'm good.
Or profit. So we are completely
out.
I'm
completely out of AVGO. So right now,
could it reverse? Yes, it could, and it come down. But we also like our money. We also want to secure profits.
Like I said, like this, we're still dropping.
Now let's continue down.
No, it's not saying continue down. This is where the consolidation happened. This is where your contracts get eaten up. This is where you look like, yo, man, I should have taken profit, but I didn't, right? In a sense, I don't like, once you see certain things and once you see reversals happen, take your profit. It's okay. If it keep on dropping, it's okay. You took profit. There's nothing wrong with taking profit. What's wrong is if you're in profit and then you let it go to red and then you start losing, which I did a lot of back in the day, right? I used to do a lot of that. I used to be up, and because it didn't hit my target. Huh? Oh, Palantir. Thinking about Palantir options. I'll look at that. So in a sense, you just make sure that you're taking profit. I had seen Palantir on my list.
Right here. So 5 minutes. Look at the higher down frames.
I wouldn't touch Palantir today because it already happened. What already done now? Can we go back up to the upside? If I'm getting in calls in Palantir, I'm not sure what you're looking at in Palantir. I wouldn't do puts because it didn't break the low. So I'm not doing puts until it break my previous day low. Right?
What's the weekly?
So this is what I was talking about. So this is a daily candle, and the previous candle, this candle is an inside candle, right? So because it's an inside candle, once it broke the high, your target, you should take it. Your target should be the top of the wick. But like I mentioned earlier, 99% of the time it's going to hit the body first, which it did. If you notice, it hit the body and came down, right? So because it hit the body, you can take profit there. Most of the times my profit is right at the body, not the wick. Okay? And then same thing right here. Palantir didn't break the day. So if it break the day right now, then it's going to the downside. But we're what time is it? It's 10:30. So the market can go in any direction right now as far as for the day. Okay? So even if it break right here, it could come down and break. It could just basically um, scare people out of their calls and then pop back up. If you notice AVGO, whoever took AVGO to the upside, they would have been in profit to the upside. Like I said, once I got out, and that's the reason why I closed my contract because of that. But Palantir, I wouldn't touch Palantir today because it's already 10:30. Tomorrow, I'll be looking at Palantir, but I'll be looking at Palantir for the downside. If Palantir candle closes like this. Because if it closes like this tells me that the candle came up here, rejected, right? Which, if I look left, what's happening? Let's look left. If I put a line where the top is and I look left, we have resistance, right? If you notice right over here on March 24th, 25th, and 26th, we had resistance right at that level, right? So we came up, test that level, and now we're rejecting that level again. Okay? We did one test, reject, drop. Now we're doing a second test, and it looked like it's rejecting right there. For it to be bullish, now I have to go on my higher time frame on the weekly and check what's going on. On the weekly, we rejected that level. If you look on the weekly, it did 99.01. The high on this 98.99. So 3 cents away, right? So with that, look at that. Look at what AVGO did. Went right up to the VWAP, like I said, right? So then I would probably be down, like now I would probably be up 10%, right? And then we don't know if this can continue or not. We have 8 minutes left. We could start pushing up. So this is why I always say take profit. When you see a reversal happen on the lower time frame, take profit, right? So that's a setup for a bullish move to the upside now. So we could move up. This 15-minute though is hitting on VWAP, which is resistance. So we could stay at resistance, bounce off of VWAP, and then continue down. But we already took profit, right? Back to Palantir. Palantir on the higher time frame to me is also bearish, right? For Palantir to be bullish, Palantir needs to come back up and break. Palantir is going to be very bullish if it breaks 98. If it breaks 99, 98, 99, which is a weekly, if it breaks over that, it's going to be very bullish to the upside for Palantir. However, if Palantir stays around here, Palantir, because we have 5 hours left in the day, Palantir can push back up, right? Palantir can push up. Then look, at the end of the day, we come back down to where we at and close right here. Now tomorrow, I'll be looking for a put, right? I'll be looking for a put to come back down to VWAP, possibly close and even go lower. So for Palantir, I wouldn't touch it today. Higher time frame, it's not in higher time frame on the monthly, it's a 3. It's a 3. So again, I wouldn't touch it yet. Now long term, they say Palantir is a good a great stock to be in, which it is. But now look at this, man. Like, if you look at the monthly, right? If you look at the monthly, we have all green candles going up, and then we have a big ass inverted hammerhead right here, right? Which is a shooting star, right? We have the first red candle, which broke right here and come down, right? Again, for the hopers, for the dreamers that didn't take their profit all the way up at 126, right? I had Palantir stocks. I sold those, right? Because I know that Palantir was going to come down. So once you see this, Palantir still can continue up, right? But it can also come back down. You have to watch the charts. So with the retracement on Palantir, if you lose it from all the way at the bottom to here, the retracement on Palantir is right at 50%. That's a nice bounce. That's a very nice bounce, right? Yeah, Palantir bounced exactly off of the 50%. So how I did that, I used my Fibonacci. Because I'm looking at monthly, I'm not going down here to this candle because this candle was the start of the new uptrend, right? Or the bottom right here because it's the same level. I did not use that level. I did not use this level. I used a bottom all the way down here, right? So right here, use that from the lowest peak to the highest. You draw your Fibonacci based on that. My 50% retracement line is right here at this green line. And if you could see, that's where the monthly candle went down and bounced off of perfectly. Perfectly. Like there's nothing to it. Just bounce off of it perfectly. So with that, we could see some upside. We could see some more upside, but we can see sideways as well with Palantir. Palantir would be a stock like if you're looking for stocks to invest in long term, Palantir could be something like, yo, all right, just set it and forget it. Buy it. Now I wish I'd bought Palantir when it was down at $6. Um, my son had Palantir.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Palantir at like $13 or something like that I had bought for him. So both of them. So yeah. Minute time frame looks like a pump up.
That was a little while ago. You missed that.
Oh, sorry, I missed that message. Minute time frame look like a pump up. I don't like for stocks. I don't trade on the 1 minute. If I trade on the 1 minute, I'll go freaking crazy. I, like there's certain things you trade. All right, so I'm gonna mention what you trade on a 1 minute time frame, right? So you don't trade stocks on a 1 minute time frame unless you're scalping. Okay, if you're scalping, then great. You can go ahead. You could trade off of a 1 minute. But if you're trading off of, if you're looking for a bigger move, then yeah, you have to look at a bigger time frame. And also, if you're trading on a 1 minute, then that means that you're using a lot. If you're using a lot of cash, if you're using a lot of cash on your trade, then yeah, you could use a 1 minute because you're just looking for a little quick return, whether it's 2%. Some people look for some crazy returns. With me, I like to make my trades at least 10%. At least 10% is a target for me, right? So in a sense, 10% compound over time. Think about how much money that could be. 10% compound over time. You're talking about if you start with $1,000 and you compound 10% for 5 days, that's 500. Now you just made 50% on your $1,000 within a week. Within 2 weeks, you just doubled your money. So $1,000 turned into $2,000. So you just made 100% in your money in 2 weeks. in a month, just using 4 weeks, you just did 200% on your money just by doing a simple 10% trade a day. A lot of times what happens is you want to go for big trades because, again, I used to think like that, right? I used to say, yo, because a lot of my trades will be 60%, 100%. A lot of them will get to that, right? But sometimes they don't. And when they don't, I'm thinking, all right, this one is going to get to 100%. This one is going to get to 100%. It get to like 65, 70, and then it retrace back down, just like how we see on AVGO. And then now we might not be up at all. We might be at break even. And you're so pissed off that you're saying, man, yo, what the hell? You don't want to close it at that. So now you wait till the next candle come in thinking it's going to go your direction because it's a pullback, and the pullback end up being, now it start going in the different direction. So now it start going into the different direction, and guess what? You start losing money. Now you was up 70%. Now you're down damn 5%. You'll be like, oh shit, I'm down 5%. Oh, it's only 5%. It's only 5%. Then another spike come in. Be like, oh my God, now I'm down 10%. What the fuck, man? I was just up. And then price keep running. So now you're down 20%. You'd be like, yo, please God, just bring me back to break even. Now I'll close out. I'll close out at break even. Just please bring me back to break even. Now you're down 30% and you'd be like, holy shit, man, it's trading for me, right? I go through that, right? And I know almost every trader is going to go through that. At some point, you got to set up a system to say, listen, you know what? Take profit. When you see profit, take profit. And for me, 10% is like, really, it's I don't sound no way, but 10% is like shit. Like, it's easy to do 10% in options, right? The thing is, sometimes you'll take a trade and you'll be down depending on the contract you're taking. Some contracts have spreads in them. That's why I don't like big spreads with certain options. So like Home Depot, I love the setup on a lot of time, but Home Depot, the spreads are ridiculous, right? SPX spreads could be a little crazy, but you could make your money fast in SPX, but you could lose a shit ton of money in SPX, right? Then same thing with SPY, right? If you're playing same day contracts, you have to know when to get out. Don't say, oh, because with SPY, you'll be up like quick, just like that. With SPY, you can be up 20% just because of a quick spike. You could be up 20% and you didn't take it. And it come right back down and now you're down 10%. So that's why I'm like, when you're going in your trades, know what you do. And my better half right here, she keeps that in check because she's like, yo, I'm taking profit, right? So where I fall short, my wife picks me up, right? Because sometimes I'll look at it and she'd be like, if you notice, she'll be like, all right, where's the target? I'll be like, it's dropping, babe, it's dropping. Where's the target? I don't tell her a target. She fucking close the contract because she's in profit, right? But I know the target and I'm looking for it to drop, right? But at end of the day, what you don't want your trade to go red. You don't want to be up on a contract and all of a sudden you're down on it. That's not what you want, okay? AVGO did exactly what I said, right? Went up, test VWAP, reject VWAP. Now for it to be bearish again, for VWAP, for AVGO to be bearish again, we need to see AVGO break right here, this 15-minute candle to come back down. So we need to see it break right here for it to continue down, okay? Right now, it could play around right here within this level. There you go. So now Palantir broke the day, right? So Palantir is now bearish, okay? Palantir is now bearish. But for Palantir, we could play within this range for the day. We could play within this range because now it broke. So for tomorrow, I'll be looking for puts on Palantir. Palantir wasn't on my list for today, but tomorrow if the candle closes like this, I'll be looking for a put for puts on Palantir for tomorrow. Now, if the candle closes, I normally check back around the end of the day. If the candle closes like this, then this could be a good swing trade where you could do a put on it. Okay, so you could do a swing trade because Palantir should come back down. Right now that it rejects up here, you know that the next target is going to be at $90, 89.65, and then come down to test VWAP at $86. Right. So tomorrow or later on today, if the candle closes something similar, like if it stays within this range and closes like this, then you could take a swing put on this, right? And then look for a gap down to come down and even test VWAP right down here. You have a gap that it needs to fill at 88.38, right? You have a gap that it needs to fill at 88.38. So those are levels that it needs to probably go down and test before anything happens. He said, "Yes, sir." Went through that with US 30. US 30, man. US 30 scarred me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like if and you know, hey Osborne, you know, me and Crypto Jam, man. Like we started trading the same time, right? So he was probably doing it a little bit before me, but we started that same time when we got introduced to Forex, and we was doing that and NAS. And I'm telling you, like, yo, because I didn't understand certain thing at that time. I was just learning the amount of accounts I blown. And when I say accounts I've blown, it's not no prop firm money that they're doing right now. I'm talking about real friggin' money, right? That back then when we was making money in crypto, right? We had like the money, we were just putting money over in there. And then like sometimes we was like, yo, we see these news come out and we'll do dumb shit, right? But we used to do dumb. I'm being real. We used to do dumb shit. Like when you think about it, and people still do this, but it's not trading, it's gambling, right? When you think about it, it's gambling. We used to buy it where we put news is coming out. So we have $200 in our account and we'll do a call and a put and hopefully go either direction. Well, guess what the fuck happened? There's a wick candle. So the candle is boom, boom, and take out both fucking trades. And then you're there looking like, yo, what the hell just happened? Right? Account get blown. Like just like that. So it's like over time you'll learn from your mistakes. But the thing is sometimes you could slow those mistakes down or not create those mistakes by actually learning from people that been through it and develop or created a strategy that say, listen, you know what? I'm going to win a lot more than I lose. So with that, I know now going into certain things that, yo, it's good to take profit. You can never be upset with yourself because at the end of the day, you'd be like, yo, I closed green today. I made money today. What's bad about making money today? There's nothing bad about making money versus, damn, man, I was up. Fuck. But somehow I end up losing. And you could do a lot of that if you don't have control, right? You can go through a lot of that if you don't have the right people to guide you. So with that, you just have to make sure that you have your plan in place. And then when you have your plan in place, just stick to that plan. Like I said earlier, my target on AVGO is 160-150. That was my target. Some people might say, yo, why you didn't keep the trade? For fucking what? What am I keeping it for? I saw a reversal on the 15-minute. I took my damn profit. Right now, I probably would have been at break even because with options, the time decay on contracts happen. So you have to put that in mind as well. So take your profit. If this breaks, then you could take it down. I am comfortable with my profit that I made for the day. Okay? I'm very comfortable with the profit I made for today. So with that, if somebody's coming in and they be like, all right, let me see what's going on. I'm looking for a trade. Right now it's 10:30, about to be 11 o'clock. Now let me tell you a secret. Let me share one of my secrets or one of my strategies with you guys. This is not why is the indicators not up?
I don't know what
Is there a reason why it's not up? All right. So let me share a strategy with you guys, or what I've seen over time, right? Now, remember I said on AVGO, right? AVGO on the weekly is very bearish for me, okay? But I mentioned to you guys that AVGO gap down, okay? So AVGO can come up here, close the gap, come up here, and then come back down. We have 4 more days and 6 hours left in a week. So anything can happen. This can drop back down, but we could also come back up. So in this case, what can happen, right? Because a gap needs to close to the upside. Well, what I've seen over time, and one of the strategies that I look at is around 11 to 11:30 ish, right? When you look at the 15-minute, sometimes the 15-minute will have a divergence setup, right? It will have a divergence setup to the upside or to the downside. So what this is telling me is that we're having a divergence set up right now to the upside on a 15-minute time frame, which is a lower time frame. So we can bounce around here for the next 2-3 candles, right? For the next 2-3 candles, come down here, test, or come down here, hit target, and then we could create a divergence on the 15-minute. Well, what is a divergence? It will create a lower low on price action, right? But it will create a higher low on the oscillator or on your indicator. So right now, price right here, within here, is creating a bottom, is creating a support level right here. So even if we come down, test right here, as soon as you see another reversal on the 15-minute, we can look for price to push back up again on the 15-minute if we see one, okay? So that means if this indicator right here does not break the low, which is down here, hopefully you guys can see my cursor. So if this line right here does not come down and break the low of right here, right? So the low, let me draw a line. So if it doesn't break that level right there, that means we now have a bullish divergence on the 15-minute to come up once you see that reversal. So now what will you do? You can take a call based on a bullish divergence, but your first target should always be VWAP because we're below VWAP. So if price take its time, right? 15-minute comes down and it break, come down here. Another one break, come down here, right? We still might have a divergence in the 15-minute. Once we see a reversal on that 15-minute, we could take it back up to VWAP with a possibility of it breaking VWAP and continue up to some form of resistance or up to high, go back to test high, grab all those retail traders that thinking, yay, the market is going up, and then guess what? Come right back down to 160, 150. So again, this is the reason why I always stress to take profit. Always.
As I will.
So with that said, guys, there's 2 minutes left. I don't normally stay.
Yeah, we're done.
True green is the way because every percent makes you closer to 100%. Theta is crazy. Theta is crazy, man. Theta is crazy. So with that said, guys, um,
That's it for the day.
that's it for the day. One trade is good enough. Two trade will be good.
We're
Will
not
be
forcing
will
nothing.
two trades will be better. Three trades would be over trading. Okay. So for me, I always look for a good trade. One trade is good. We did good on the one trade. If we see another setup, then that's great. I have my alert set up on coin, which where is coin? Coin is not doing much right now, but all right, let's show you something on coin.
Y'all, he love that chart. He refused to let go.
Yeah. So coin is below the 200, right? Coin is below the 200, 45 seconds left, right? So we're about to do that. But coin created a lower low, right? Coin created a lower low on the day. We didn't break day, right? We broke the high of the day to the upside. So we're still, in a sense, we're still in lingo. But now, if we break this 15, we're outside of the channel. So if we break this 15, we could go back in the channel and continue up to the upside. A lot of times, because we know that the direction is bullish, they will come in and take your money by bringing it down to the downside, and then afterwards turn the market back around. So right now, if market continue to drop, this won't be a bullish divergence anymore. If this break to the upside, then you will have a bullish divergence to the upside to where you could take it and take it back up to the high, right? But guys, that is it for me today. Um, Look at AVGO. AVGO is hitting on VWAP. What that tells you? Oh, no, that's because of my line. AVGO broke VWAP. Yeah. So with that said, guys, I'm done for the day. I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So not 9 o'clock. I'll be back by 9:30. I don't trade the first 15 minutes unless my setup. I see my setup and part of my setup hits. But if I'm just looking at something, I won't take it for the first 15 minutes because you could get caught in all kind of different trades. So with that said, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30. All right, peace out. All right, YouTube.